Hey friends, hope you guys are well. We're continuing our climb through history. Now we're on the sixth century. I'm gonna start a timer as always, so I don't rant for too long. All right, let's get into it. So, in the West, the century marks the end of the classical antiquity. Wow. So the 6th century is the end of classical antiquity, and it's the beginning of the Middle Ages. So everything up till now um, is like ancient antiquity, and now we are kind of the Middle Ages or medieval period. The collapse of the Western Roman Empire late in the previous century left Europe fractured into many small Germanic kingdoms, competing fiercely for land and wealth. So I think these Germanic kingdoms would in turn become the kingdoms that I want to go so far as to say that like the modern states essentially that we have, Germany and Holland and France and so on, Britain. So that's just kind of my feeling. You guys can critique me in the comments. Anyways, from the upheaval, the Franks rose to prominence and carved out a sizable domain covering much of modern France and Germany. So the Franks has its own Wikipedia, and I'm going to click into that. Meanwhile, the surviving Eastern Roman Empire began to expand under Emperor Justinian, who recaptured North Africa from the Vandals and attempted to fully recover Italy as well, in the hope of reinstating Roman control over the lands once ruled by the Western Roman Empire. Owing in part to the collapse of the Roman Empire along with its literature and civilization, the 6th century is considered to be the least known about in the Dark Ages. And that has its own wiki. Add that as well to the never-ending list of tabs I have in my reading list. In its second golden age, the Sassanid Empire, so I'm going to hover over that. The Sassanid Empire, officially not going to even try to pronounce that word, was the last empire of ancient Iran, named after the House of Sassan. It endured over 4 centuries, from 224 to 651, making it the second longest-lived imperial Iranian dynasty after directly preceding the Abbasid dynasty of Parthia. So in its second golden age, the Sassanid Empire reached the peak of its power under Khosrau I in the 6th century. The classical Gupta Empire in northern India, largely overrun by the Hunna, ended in the mid-6th century. In Japan, the Kofun period gave way to the Asuka period, after being divided for more than 150 years among the northern and southern dynasties. China was reunited under the Sui dynasty toward the end of the 6th century. The 3 kingdoms of Korea persisted throughout the century. The Gok Turks became a major power in Central Asia after defeating Roran. Okay, the Gok Turks, or Celestial Turks, or Blue Turks, a Turkic people in medieval Inner Asia. In the Americas, Teotihuacan began to decline in the 6th century after having reached its zenith between AD 150 and 450. So that's a long time. It's 3 centuries. Classical period of Maya civilization in Central America. Okay, let's have a look at these cool pictures. This is Byzantine iconography, representative of the reign of Emperor Justinian. Eastern Hemisphere at the beginning of the 6th century. Right, now we see that Rome isn't as powerful as it once was. We see all of these different kingdoms that would grow into be Europe, essentially modern Europe, slowly. Visigoths, Vasaconia, Frankish, and look at all these ones here. Kent and London and Cornucopia and Munster. These are all kingdoms. Look at how fractured the British Islands are. Frankish kingdoms and Saxons and Danes and Jutes. And this is the beginning. I guess the 6th century is like the kind of beginning of like the beginning of the rise of like modern Europe. Maybe that's a stretch. This seems to be in South America, and it's always amazing to see how sophisticated their architecture was and how like monolithic and large it was. Like check out this massive pyramid that's just jutting out of the canopy. Really cool. A Buddhist stela. So stele, I think, is like a large stone, like carved stone carving. So this is from the 6th century from China. And the last picture shows, the Suebi kingdom would eventually be conquered by the Visigoths. So this is France and Portugal. Very cool. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you all on the next one.